Radical.
You know, I got this playlist called AMICO News, and I don't know if this falls under AMICO News, because this is Intellivision news and Atari news, but not specifically AMICO News. Now, I am driving, I'm on the road, so I don't have the details in front of me. But basically what happened was, a couple weeks ago, Atari straight up bought Intellivision. They bought Intellivision, they bought basically the branding, they bought 200 plus games, the IPs and everything, so Atari owns Intellivision. This is landmark news. This is like Nintendo buying Sony, or Microsoft buying Nintendo, which definitely is something they probably would like to do and acquire Nintendo, but they'll never sell to Microsoft. But this is landmark news, right? Actually, probably not, because Intellivision is a brand that is mostly... Oh, gotta slow down. Very, very heavy traffic right now. Gotta be careful. Okay, let me pass you. Hey, Mr. Mailman. What's happening, Mr. Mailman? Okay, so this is not huge news. This acquisition is not a huge acquisition, because you see, Intellivision, even though they have properties, it's not going to be any big news, I think, in the moment, unless Atari really goes full bore and creates lots of new games. And they come out with a system that's a lot different than AMICO. Maybe there's going to be an AMICO 2, huh? They'll just take the framework and they'll make... No, there's never going to be an AMICO system. The closest you're going to get is AMICO home. But like I said, this is not AMICO news. This is Intellivision and Atari news. Now, the details left out here that we might find out later is exactly how much Atari paid to acquire Intellivision. Now, they didn't acquire AMICO because that's a negative asset. They somehow were able to acquire Intellivision, but not AMICO. Okay, yeah, see, nobody wants to buy AMICO. That's not an asset. That's a negative asset, because you're basically going to owe money. I think there's one dude that Tommy Tallarico made a deal with where he paid him $100 on every single console sold. So, yeah, that guy is owed a lot of money. So, you know, kudos for Atari to somehow pull off acquiring AMICO. Acquiring Intellivision without acquiring AMICO. As of this moment, though, they said that they have a license to operate independently. I think the article said for any of the systems or games that come out in the future, they can do whatever they want to do. But I don't know what Atari paid for Intellivision. I didn't even know that it was an option to buy Intellivision. I was not one of the bidders, because I probably wouldn't have enough. I probably have enough to buy AMICO. Like, if I wanted to buy AMICO right now, I got, you know, just in my back pocket here, $17 and a couple quarters in my back pocket, just on me right now. Yeah, I could probably buy AMICO for that. Okay, so what happens now? What happens with Intellivision? Well, right now, you can buy Intellivision merch through Atari. They're heavily promoting the Intellivision merch, because there's no games, there's no systems right now that are ready to go. But they do say they plan to have some games come out in the future, create some new games, digital and physical. So already, we're in a better spot. This is a good thing, because for the last 3-4 so years, maybe longer, the fans of Intellivision have been really clamoring for something to come out. They were excited when the AMICO was announced. They were very excited. But now, there's a brighter day. If you're a fan of the Intellivision classic games and you want updates to these games, then I think they're in good hands with Atari. This is a great situation to be in if you're a big fan of Intellivision. Now, lastly, there's two games that were really sought after. That would be Night Stalker and shit. I hate that I don't. Cloudy Mountain, is that Night Stalker and Cloudy Mountain? Those are probably the two most sought after AMICO games that, of course, never came out for the system. Now you might say, well, will they come out? You might wonder if they come out. Apparently, the company that owns Atari's on a buying spree. The company that owns those two IPs is now owned, or has been owned, by Atari. So Atari could basically come out with Cloudy Mountain and Night Stalker. But yeah, so in the meantime, there's AMICO Home and there's Shark. Funny though, Shark was sold off, I think, and is not owned by Intellivision. The bigger news to come down the line is, what the hell's going to happen with Cornhole? Who owns Cornhole? Who has their hands on Cornhole?